And then of course we got our meter maid over here. Hey, what up y'all? Mr. Cruz here, your friendly neighborhood producer, back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a free plugin from Overloud called Gem Mod. Let's go. All right, so this is Gem Mod. Gem Mod is a plugin from Overloud. They make a lot of effects plugins. This one is actually modeled after a piece of hardware called the Roland Dimension D. So you can actually kind of see they throw a little nod to it right here by calling it Dimension. But this does look very similar to the original hardware. Now, of course, with software, what we're doing a lot nowadays, not only are we modeling hardware, but we're adding new features and new parameters that weren't available in the original hardware. So that's what we're going to be seeing here. We're going to be taking a look at this. And again, this is a completely free, 100% free plugin that you can get right now. And we're going to check it out. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this track here. What we're going to be focusing on is this piano right here that we're going to be throwing the Gem Mod onto. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Let's go ahead and turn on our Gem Mod and see what we got to work with. Before we do that, let's go over some of the features that we have here. The original Roland Dimension D had these 4 buttons, and I want to say that was pretty much it. All it had was 4 different presets that you can kind of use. I mean, it doesn't really seem like a lot, but let's go ahead and get into it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the cool thing about the Gem Mod is actually when you hold down Alt, you can kind of layer some of these preset sounds on top of one another. You can kind of get different or additional effects. If you remember, I kind of went over that in a previous video when we were talking about the Roland Juno 60 and Arturia's Chorus June 6. So we have speed, so this is going to affect the amount of chorus that we end up getting, the depth of the chorus that we can kind of get, and shape, which is going to impact the frequency wave that is going to impact or pretty much carry the sound of the chorus. And then we have amount, so this kind of functions a little bit like a dry wet knob. And then of course we got our meter maid over here. And then down here we have some additional parameters. Now, from what I understand, these are just a lot of common features that Overloud includes in their plugins. So we have drive, so we can add some distortion, we can add stereo width or imaging, and our dry wet knob. I'm not quite sure if our dry wet knob impacts everything or if it just impacts the stuff that we have down here, but we're gonna find out. And then we have our gain knob. So I'm gonna go ahead and default all of this, and we're gonna start with our initial one, and let's take a look at how many presets. We don't get a whole lot in terms of presets, but the important thing is are those presets really good? Do they sound really awesome? Are they gonna take my sound to the next level? We about to find out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So pretty much right there, it's bypass. When none of these are enabled, this is pretty much all of it is being bypassed. Just messing with these modes right here, I do hear some subtle chorus effect taking place, but let's go ahead and mess around with some of these knobs and see what we can kind of figure out. So speed is going to impact the speed, how fast our chorus is going to be taking place. And we're going to set it to sync. That's just because that's how I like to set it to. Also with these, if you have it set to hertz instead, if you hold shift while you're scrolling, you can do the whole fine tuning. And this works for pretty much every single knob that we have over here. Honestly, right there, I mean, that took me what, like 30-40 seconds, and I really feel like it added a lot more flair to it. Like, it added a lot more depth in terms of giving it more character, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives it that lo-fi-esque old record player with a messed up needle playing at your grandmama's house. I mean, that depends on how old you are watching this video. You're like, your grandparents probably didn't have record players. That to me sounds really good. Let's go ahead and cycle through some of these presets and see what we're working with there. I'm not too impressed with the presets, but again, what we did in just like 30-40 seconds, because we have such little parameters, such few parameters, by understanding what each parameter does, I can kind of control and shape the sound that I want to get out of this chorus effect. So most of these presets, I wasn't necessarily too impressed, but these wide vocal ones right here, these were really good. The go-to ones, meh, but these right here, much better sounds. All right, let's see how that sounds with our whole beat. So there you guys go, Gem Mod by Overloud. Go ahead and check it out. It is completely for free and is one of the dopest chorus plugins I have ever used. A great tool to be able to have to your arsenal whenever you guys are cooking up, because you know your boy, Mr. Cruz, I be broke and I love anything that people are going to give me for free. So shout out to Overloud for providing such a dope plugin completely for free. You guys hit the link in the description. I'm gonna leave a link to it where you guys can go get it and check it out. If you feel like you've learned something in this video, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment below. Let me know if this is a plugin that you're interested in, that you're probably going to get or not. If you're interested in checking out some other free plugins, make sure you click this video right here. Outside of that, it's your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.